CSU-Pueblo. And again, it wasn't all that long ago, I think 7 years ago, when the field next to the CSU-Pueblo campus was just a dirt lot with a bunch of tarantulas living there. And now it's one of the most exciting Division II football venues in the country. And that's thanks in large part to John Wristen. He's been National Coach of the Year, two-time reigning RMAC Coach of the Year, coach of the CSU-Pueblo ThunderWolves, John Wristen.
Well, it's quite an honor to come up here and represent CSU-Pueblo. And Eric, I think, again, I echo the statements about the job you do representing us and the media and doing those things. And so I know you're wearing a lot of different hats, and can't thank you enough of a thankless job that you got. But just want you to know, I just put on Twitter that really excited to be here, and I want to welcome Coach Smith to our league, and how excited I am to have a chance to work with you and learn from you and watch your team grow, because I have followed your career from as a guy that wanted to go to University of Idaho when you were the head coach there and had some friends, and your experience at the other universities you have. And I think you're going to find in this league that there's a bunch of teams that are well coached and they play their tail ends off. And I just, what a great opportunity for you to be in our league, and I want to welcome you to the RMAC. And so, you know, we've been very fortunate. You know, I think we've been lucky, and we got a great bunch of kids that roll up their sleeves and go to work and put their head down and try to do it a way that we try to teach them. And so after we lost our playoff game, and we played West Texas, and Chatham played them and did a great job, and we weren't able to match them. And so I'm in the grocery store the next day, and a couple people come and go, "Hey, not a tough loss." And they say, "How are you going to be next year? What's going to be? What's it going to be like?" And so I think it's kind of unique expectations that we have going on, and I feel very fortunate to even be a part of it. And part of these kids' life has been really special. So I think that it's going to be a great opportunity for us. The other thing, I want to echo the statement about having 4 guys right now on an NFL roster. How cool is that for the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference? How cool is that for us as this league? We should embrace that, encourage that, and I think if you go through all the rosters through the league and understand, I mean, I think we're ranked up there with the national teams that do that. I mean, the national leagues, to be able to say, we do play football out here in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. We do have some really good players. And I want us all, players, coaches, I think we should all embrace that and encourage and keep building on what we got, something special. Let's talk about the 2013 CSU-Pueblo ThunderWolves. Is that one, I haven't changed 2 guys changed on my staff. Mike Babcock, who was my offensive coordinator, took the job at McKendree University. I never heard of McKendree University until the AD called and wanted to talk to one of my guys. And you know, as a dad and a father, you're really proud of what your kids have done. But as a head coach, you're really proud of what one of your assistant coaches were able to do. And Mike was able to go take the head job at McKendree University, and took Sammy Sewell, good young coach that coached their tight ends. And I had to go scramble and try to find a guy that's going to replace it. And I think I've hit a home run in being able to hire a guy named Darren Wilkinson, who was with Steve Fairchild up at CSU for 4 years, was offensive coordinator at South Dakota State, and he's come in and fit right in with this, and so I'm really excited about that. We, you know, our season is we go 3 out of the 4 of our first game is all on the road. We go up to play University of Northern Colorado, and we do that September 7th. I think, as you know, we don't start practice till August 14th. I think UNC, they open practice today, and they have a game in front of us, so that's a big challenge for us. It's a big challenge for all of us that are in those situations, and so we got a big challenge. And then on September 14th is a Saturday. We go to Jerry's house down in Texas at AT&T Stadium now and play Angelo State. So Black Hills, go beat them up a little bit for us, you know, and have a chance to go through that. But then we come back home and start league play with Western Mexico, and then go down to Adams State, which is always a great avenue, a great game for us. We were only 100 miles apart, and our kids enjoyed playing each other. And so 3 of our first 4 games are on the road, so I'm really nervous about our challenge of where we go from there. About my team, as I was saying earlier, I've been asked about whether you're going to be any good or not. And I says, well, I put it this way: when you lose almost all your offensive linemen except one guy who got hurt early on the year, came back, had 2 starts. You lose a quarterback that was 32-4, and those 2 losses were playoff games. You suspend your best running back for the year, and then you go to the defensive line. Your best defensive lineman just graduated, and then all your linebackers are gone. I guess everything else is okay. And so we got a lot of holes to fill, but I'm excited about seeing these young guys who've been waiting in the wings, see a way that it's been done. And so I'm going to start with our quarterback position. We got Brody McDonald from Rocky Mountain, who's in a battle with Chris Bonner. Chris Bonner was at Grossmont Junior College, came through the spring, has really done a nice job. So our running back position is, I feel that we were very capable with 2 guys, Chris Ash, who's from Whitefield High School here in Colorado Springs, and Cameron McDonald, who came on as a freshman and is a pretty special player. Our fullback position is Coleman MacArthur. He's a senior, had a great offseason. We do play with the fullback. We will line up with him, and he's a very, very important role for us. Our wide receiver position, I think, is probably our strength. We have a kid who's going to come down here in a little bit. Paul Brown, and he's from Whitefield. We got Kieran Duncan out of Arizona. DeAndre Cooper, and then the guy who's just been 4 years as a starter, special teams wise, makes every big play for us, and that's Josh Sandoval. Our tight end position is a guy named Roger Fanishman. Roger's a guy we had for 6 year. Someone else had a guy that got back for 6 year, and I tell you, it's Roger's team. I really believe that players drive your program, players lead your program. This is Bubba's team, and Bubba's going to be here in a while, and you guys will be able to ask him questions. I think we also got a few other tight ends that are going to fit in. We do enjoy playing with those big skill guys, and Trayvon Letlow is a Colorado kid that we're really excited about. Our offensive line, we took a big dent, or a big hit in that with the so-called experience. I think last year at this time, I said we had over 131 starts through those 5 guys that we had. Well, we only have 32 starts out of the 5 guys that we got going on. And Drew Swartz is a guy that's been with us, and he's got hurt last year, like I said earlier, but he's coming back. We got Scotland Coyle, who's going to take over the center position. We got Austin Payne, who's just a program guy that's worked himself into being, I think, one of the premier tackles in the league. And then we got Gary Dixon out of California that's been waiting in the wings, very athletic. In fact, we played him, we got some injuries. We played him at defensive line the last couple games until we got some guys back. And then a guy that, again, has just made himself into a player is Zach Martinez. On defense, again, we have 6 returning and 5 lost. And so our defensive line, I think, is really going to be pretty special. I think with Tony Campton has got himself in physical shape that he can play more than 2 downs back-to-back, and he's had an outstanding season. Darius Allen is another defensive end who happened to be the preseason player of the year that has put on about 35 pounds. He had 2 surgeries, and we were able to rest him a little bit, but he's come out on, and then really excited about these new young freshmen that we have in our program. So when you say young freshmen, we understand what we're dealing with here. And so Morgan Fox, who played a little bit, and he's a kid from Fountain Fort Carson, and Josh Bridle is a guy that is going to be first off the bus. He looks great. He's had a great offseason, and he's growing. Josh Croy and Joe Schultz, I expect big things out of them. Our linebacker spot, I don't know. I don't know whether we have the freshman player of the year, Kevin Cuff, but he got hurt in our playoff game. He had ACL surgery, and he's coming back slowly. We just don't know if we have any guys in there, but we'll have some guys come in and compete. Our outside linebacker spot, I really think will be more athletic at that spot than we have been in the past. And that's with Ben Estica, Matt Tucker, and Joe Rosenbach. So our secondary, I think, is going to be special. I really think we got some really good, talented guys that play there. Stephen Dickens, who will be here a little bit later, he was a guy that got hurt in our preseason camp, did not play at all last year, but was a force as a sophomore. He's come back, he's put on a lot of muscle and strength. He's also a dangerous return guy, and I really like what he's done. And C.J. Roberts, who stepped in last year, has just tremendous ball skills. He's a rangy guy. He has not missed a workout all summer. He's passionate about trying to be the best in the country, and I'm really excited about what CJ's done. And then our two safeties, Gerard Lacey and Nick Henderson, they got a great combination there, and so they play very well together, and they got a great fit for each other. They got a great moxie together, and I'm really excited. Our special teams, I'm really excited about that because I ended up coaching the special teams, and these guys are pretty special. And it's Greg O'Donnell, our kicker, came in last year. We missed 4 field goals as a true freshman, as a redshirt freshman, and he's coming back, and he's bigger and stronger and more confident than he ever has been. And then Brandon Cleason is punter going in his 5th year. He's an academic All-American. Tremendous weapon, and I'm glad that Brandon's back. And he's also Greg was on a Fred Mitchell watch list, and so I feel very fortunate to have a chance with them. And then our kick returner is Kieran Duncan, as we talked about, and then our punt returner, Kieran with Stephen Dickens, and then our punt returner along with Josh Sandoval was all league. He's done everything right there, and I'm really excited about him. The guy that no one knows about is a long snapper that we don't want to know his name, because you know what happens when that happens. When you do identify who that guy is, but that's Jake Ludwig, and he stepped in as a true freshman last year and is pretty special. So, you know, we got some work to do in 2013. This is a great challenge, and it's a great challenge being here with all these great athletes, these coaches in here, and I think you know, it's going to be interesting to see how the end of November shakes out. And we just hope we're in the hunt, and we're looking forward to going to work and having a chance to go play Greeley on September 7th is what our focus is right now. Is there any other questions? All right, thank you.